I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They ain't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, could you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
When the clip of Usher discussing his time at Diddy's house surfaced, people were shocked but not surprised. While he didn't share specific details about what he saw or experienced, he did mention that he never brought his kids there, a clear indication that something troubling occurred.
This happened at Diddy's famous 40th birthday party in 2009, which was a very fancy event. Diddy is known for throwing very expensive parties, and he didn't hold back when he celebrated his big birthday. The event, which was said to have cost more than $3 million, was a fancy gathering that only the most famous people in Hollywood could afford to attend. Denzel Washington, a famous actor known for his unmatched skill and classy presence on and off the screen, was one of the few people invited to join the celebrations. As a well-known guest at Diddy's fancy party, Denzel was surrounded by people who were living a life of excess and luxury. There's no question that Denzel got a unique look into Diddy's private social circle at the parties. This gave him useful information about the music mogul's lifestyle and the dynamics at play in his close group. In the glitz and glamour of the party, Denzel's sharp eyes may have picked up on small details and exchanges that showed what kind of person Diddy really is. The event, with its fancy decorations and long list of A-list celebrities as guests, probably left a lasting impact on Denzel, giving him a glimpse into Diddy's world of wealth and fame. His behavior reflected the energy and anticipation that everyone there felt. Denzel mingled with other guests, wearing a smile that fit the event. As the events went on, they may have exchanged pleasantries and joked around. But as the night went on, the mood inside the party spot changed in a way that no one saw coming. In the middle of all the excitement and glamour of the event, something happened.
How you doing, Denzel? How you doing tonight, man?
Looking good, Denzel. Looking good. Looking good, Denzel. Now I gotta use the security trick on you guys.
Let's go 50 paparazzi or what? All right then.
Thanks. He likes his right side. If you take a picture of his right side, it'll leave you alone.
All right, man.
Y'all make sure he gets down.
Here you go. Flag it up, flag it up. No, come up.
The exact events that took place at Diddy's party are still a mystery. Numerous people, including the constant presence of cameras outside the venue, were quick to record Denzel's sudden exit and the clear disdain on his face.
Sometimes, words aren't necessary to grasp how disturbing something is. Just by looking at Denzel Washington's expression and body language in this video, it's evident that he witnessed something at Diddy's party that will stay with him for the rest of his life.
Do you people love other gay rappers? I believe there are some gay rappers that just ain't came out the closet.
Snoop Dogg, a legend in the game, has just revealed some shocking secrets about the notorious Diddy and his wild parties. According to Snoop, rappers are absolutely terrified of attending Diddy's parties. Well, Diddy has made himself an insane amount of fortune, and if there's one thing he loves spending his money on, it's his extravagant and freaky parties. We're talking $1 million parties with strict dress codes, crowds that can feature over 1,000 guests. And according to Snoop, Diddy's parties are notoriously wild and extravagant, with an endless supply of drinks and substances. However, it's not just the excess that has rappers scared. It's the bizarre and weird things that go on at these parties that make rappers terrified of them. It seems like Diddy uses these parties to act out his sexual fantasies, and he doesn't seem to bother hiding it.
Snoop Dogg, the iconic American rapper, has allegedly revealed that his wife has been instrumental in protecting him from some of the wicked individuals and activities that are prevalent in Hollywood.
Shantae walked in there and called his name one time, Calvin.
He might have been referring to wicked individuals like a certain music mogul who is currently facing legal troubles. Snoop Dogg has spoken about his own experiences in the industry, and his wife, Shant Broadus, has also revealed the shady dealings they've both encountered. Now, Shant is reportedly backing Cat Williams' claims, allegedly providing solid evidence that supports what Cat had previously asserted about the Hollywood mogul.
Gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms.
Cat Williams has frequently exposed the shady dealings in Hollywood, often implicating Sean Diddy Combs in his discussions, allegedly to warn others in the industry about him. Snoop Dogg and his wife, Shant Broadus, have often been seen together, not just as a loving couple, but with Shant closely monitoring Snoop's interactions with other Hollywood moguls like Diddy. Given the unexpected things that can happen in Hollywood, it's understandable that one might worry about their safety in the industry, and this could be one of the reasons why Shant has kept a close watch on Snoop's career.
Now, Snoop Dogg is a pretty chill rapper in the industry, and he has close to no beef with anybody, at least not now, because he mostly keeps it to himself and his work. So it was pretty alarming when he came out and aired some of Diddy's dirty laundry.
He has always been known for over-the-top parties, and you'd be hard-pressed probably to find someone of note who hasn't been to a Diddy party of some sort in the last 20 years.
There have always been rumors that Sean Combs' parties have been very crazy and somewhat wild. But now the allegations seem to give life to the idea that it was more than just a crazy and wild time.
Grammy-winning singer Usher spoke of his time living with Combs when he was 13 on Howard Stern's Sirius XM radio show.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
That lifestyle, now at the center of Rodney Jones Jr.'s 98-page lawsuit.
Rodney Jones claims that he was sexually abused by Sean Combs multiple times, that his anus and genitalia were touched on multiple occasions in different areas.
According to the lawsuit, all employees, from the butler to the chef to the housekeepers, would walk around with a black Prada pouch or fanny pack filled with drugs of all kinds. Jones says he witnessed illegal sexual activity too.
Jones accuses Sean Combs of recruiting people to go and get sex workers and minors to participate in sex in various parties and all over the country with Sean Combs and others. Jones alleges that he was drugged and or forced to have sex with sex workers.
On another occasion, there was an event where in addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 girls under the age of 16. All of them were forced to drink De Leon liquor, which was laced with ecstasy. The lawsuit outlining a bloody crime too. Jones alleges Combs, or his son, shot someone in the stomach in a bathroom at a recording studio, and then later lied to police, claiming a drive-by shooting was to blame. The LAPD investigated the shooting, and Combs was not charged. Jones says he was terrified of Combs and felt like he could not tell him no.
Look, no one can blame him for wanting to keep his distance. After all, who would want to be associated with someone like Diddy?
So, it looks like 50 Cent finally got answers to the questions everyone is asking now, aka, where on earth is Jay-Z when his bestie needs him? Especially Jay-Z. Well, according to 50 Cent, it makes sense that Jay-Z has pulled a disappearing act, because if you think the feds have dirt on Diddy, just wait until you find out how much worse Jay-Z is. And y'all know how Sean Carter is, you could never ever catch him slacking. But what we're wondering is, if it's bad enough that the Jay-Z had to go into hiding, just how deep does this thing run? Asking questions. A day after Diddy's homes got raided rated, 50 shared a photo of Jay-Z on a milk carton with the caption, "Anybody seen Jay?" Puff said he ain't answering his phone, LOL. Then he shared another post with a photo of Jay-Z waving, captioned, "Here is Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet." I'm not even gonna lie. It's crazy that Jay-Z has left Diddy hanging because everything seemed cool when Diddy used to host all those all-white parties that Jay-Z and Beyonce used to attend all the time. And what happened to all those times Diddy and Jay have been all suited up, drinking champagne and toasting?
Another high-profile celebrity that Snoop keeps his distance from is none other than Jay-Z. This isn't surprising, considering that he and Beyonce were regular attendees at Diddy's Notorious parties.
He might already be in contact with the feds to see about covering his tracks and getting rid of anything that links him to Diddy. Now, what's interesting about all this is that people have been speculating for some time now that Jay-Z is going to be the next to be exposed after they're done with Diddy. When YouTuber Storm Monroe talked about it a few weeks ago, it seemed like he was just hating, but it looks like everything that was predicted is now coming to pass.
But Jay-Z, being as cunning as he is, isn't going down easily alongside Diddy. In fact, rumors suggest that he's working closely with the feds to help put Diddy behind bars in exchange for getting them off his back.
On the night of September 7th, 1996, Tupac Amaru Shakur, also known by his stage names Tupac and Machiavelli, was in Las Vegas, Nevada, to celebrate his business partner Tracy Danielle Robinson's birthday, and to attend the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing match with Suge Knight at the MGM Grand. In the lobby where the match was being held, someone in their group spotted Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, an alleged Southside Compton Crip, whom the individual accused of having recently tried to snatch his neck chain with a Death Row Records medallion in a shopping mall. Baby Lane got the beating of his life that evening. Tupac soon stopped by his hotel room and then headed with Suge to his Death Row nightclub, Club 662, in a black BMW 750IL sedan. At about 11 p.m. on Las Vegas Boulevard, bicycle-mounted police stopped the car for its loud music and lack of license plates. Plates were found in the trunk, and the car was released without a ticket. A few minutes later, at about 11:15 p.m., in a stoplight, a white four-door late-model Cadillac sedan pulled up to the passenger side, and an occupant rapidly fired into the car. Tupac was struck 4 times, once in the arm, once in the thigh, and twice in the chest, with one bullet entering his right lung. Shards hit Suge's head, leaving him some injuries. Despite his injuries, Suge drove Tupac and himself a mile away from the crime scene to Las Vegas Boulevard and Harmon Avenue. They were stopped again by the bike patrol, who radioed paramedics. Tupac was taken to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, where he was heavily sedated and put on life support. He died of respiratory failure that followed a cardiac arrest due to the removal of his right lung, while in the critical care unit on the afternoon of Friday, September 13, 1996. Doctors tried to resuscitate him but were unable to halt the bleeding, so he was pronounced dead.
It's no secret that Diddy has been allegedly accused of ordering a hit on Tupac, but another person who has been implicated in the rapper's death is the notorious Suge Knight.
In 1995, Tupac was in Rikers Island on sexual assault charges when LA rap entrepreneur Suge Knight offered to pay his $3 million bail on the condition he signed with Death Row Records. So he got Tupac out of jail and turned him into a Death Row artist. When Suge got him out of jail, he went straight to the studio and wrote the album All Eyes on Me, which was released in early 1996 and sold over 5 million units. Suge and Tupac were like inseparable brothers on the Death Row record label. The record label Death Row grew to produce so much violence. The label was mixed up in a lot of gang wars and beef with other rap artists. Suge is someone who always wanted to instill fear in the minds of anyone he was going against. He was known to be a very violent person, and this in turn reflected on the label. Tupac and Suge Knight plotted to bring down Bad Boy Records, Puff's label to which Biggie was signed. The rivalry became more serious when Suge attended a party for producer Jermaine Dupri in Atlanta. During the party, a close friend of Suge was fatally shot. Suge Knight accused Combs, who was also at the party, of involvement in the killing of his friend. Tupac dissed Biggie, Bad Boy Records, and anyone associated with them in his tracks Against All Odds, Bomb First, and Hit 'Em Up. The violence went on until Tupac was murdered. The attack that took his life was initially aimed at Suge Knight, but unfortunately, it was the end of the line for Tupac.
Suge Knight might have saved Tupac's career from plummeting back then, but unfortunately, he also ended up being a key factor in his death.